And guess what? We're doing Christmas again. Yes, we are doing Christmas again. Yay! So, hey guys. Hi Ash. Hi Rita. What we're going to do is I had some people keep reminding me that they wanted to see a pancake wreath, right? How about a Christmas pancake, guys? What can I say? Love them. You know, you got to do this kind of stuff. It's either cinnamon rolls or pancakes on Christmas morning, right? So, the pancake wreath was designed by Melly Mel. Melly Mel is an expert. This is a perfect wreath to put in between your screen door and your door. And a lot of people have those, or a storm door in a door. It's meant to be really flat and really thin, okay? So you only put 12 ties on your frame. And what you do is you put one on the inner at every bracket. Every bracket. This bracket right here, you put one in the middle. One on each bracket, okay? And there's 6. Then you come in between these out here to the outer bracket and you put one in between each of these on the brackets. And this makes 6. So you only have 12 pipe cleaners on a wreath. And this is a 14-inch. It is a silver wreath. It came from Dollar Tree. These are the best ones to use when making the pancake wreath. Unless you want it extremely big, and I'm going to put an extremely large sign in the middle of it, okay? We're going to be putting this sign in it. Let it snow. I love this sign, and it's a wood sign. I went ahead and put cable mounts on the back of it with super glue, and I went around them because with regular Gorilla Glue. Hi, Bonita. And that will keep it stuck to the wood, okay? Hi, Dawn. I've been good. Thank you. Hey, KP. So anyway, that's our sign. And we're going to be using some buffalo plaid mesh, this black and white buffalo plaid. This is some I just picked up at Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby, guys. And it's nice. It's thick. I've never worked with it, so we're going to see how it goes. Your mesh when you're doing a pancake wreath is you're going to cut them to 20 inches. And you're only going to need 12 pieces. 12 pieces at 20 inches, okay? You're not going to fold the ends under or anything. You're just going to ruffle it right up the middle and just do a ruffle, okay? We're just ruffling it right up the middle. Now, I probably won't do this as good as Melly Mel, but I'm going to try. And I'm going to put my mesh going inside. Instead of doing it this way, I'm going up and down. This leaves my rough edges to the inside here, okay? And we're going to go around the outside first and just twist it. Then the key to it is to put your end over end and keep this ruffle as flat as possible. Just like that, okay? Just keep it as flat as possible. If you've got to, sort of turn those edges under, okay? Then we're going to go to the other, grab us another piece. And we're going to make us another ruffle right up the middle. Pull that out. Hi, Miss Jordy. Then we're going to take this one and we're going to go to the next one. Okay? And we're going to do the same thing. The only difference is we're going to keep this flat and we're going to put our ruffle right over to the edge of that and make sure, go ahead and bring this one that's on the inside go ahead and bring it up. Okay, let's do and keep this one flat. We're just gonna turn it under and make it just as flat as possible. Okay, just like that. Keep going. By putting these up right here, that's gonna help us when we start working on the inside. Okay. Really cooking. That's great. Okay, this is the last piece going around the outside, guys. And if I'm boogieing this out of y'all's view, y'all let me know. Okay, bring that. Let me find this other little red one. And I sort of like to even wiggle them on up here where they're going to be and make sure my ruffles are good. Okay. So there is our outside, and I'm telling you, it's 22 inches on this frame around. By laying these ruffles flat, so now, before you go do anything, we put the ribbons on the wreath before we move to the inside. It's best to use 2.5 inch ribbons. I chose, because it says let it snow, I chose this red snowflake. It's a die for, and look at this white snowflake. Aren't they beautiful? Just line them up good. Do your same thing by folding them in the middle. And then you ruffle them up that middle there. And you're going to come and start on one. Okay. And I twist it about 2 or 3 times. We're not going to need these pipe cleaners, and we don't want them on there. Okay. So I'm going to cut it off, and I'm just going to push it down. Okay. When you put a ribbon like this, one on the other one, that's going to be your more predominant ribbon. And you want to spread them out. You want to spread these 2.5 inch ribbons out. And I'm just going to crisscross them, like so. You want them to be spread out. See, and that also even flattens them just a little bit more. Okay? Just like that. The thing about this style is that you want to use a mesh that covers good enough, because you don't want your frame showing. Thank you. I love anything that's any remotely a country style. I love it. Then we're going to go to the next one. Now on the outside, I'm putting the red one on the top. But on the inside, I'm going to put the white on the top. Okay? That's just what I wanted to do with this wreath. Tie it down snug. And I'm not really bending them behind it. I'm just bending it over. Okay? I'm going to pull these apart. And if this one comes over the tip of that one, perfect. And I'm just spreading them out just like that. So I'm just trying to keep those flat. Thank you, Treva. Okay, this is the last set of ribbons, and like I said, this is a pancake wreath. It's made to fit. You can put it anywhere, but it was specifically made, I believe, Melly Mel. Melly Mel is the one that came up with this. And to go in between a door and a storm door or a screen door without messing it up, because a lot of wreaths are too thick and fluffy. Turn that under. Let's see if I can't. There we go. Now I'm just going to pull these apart like we've been doing. Get back down there. There we go. So everything is really, really flat. Let me show you guys. See how flat that is? True pancake, right? But it can still be stunning. I think it's gorgeous. Okay. So now that we've got our mesh and our ribbons on, we're going to go and see, I've got all of these sticking up here. Now we're going to put our mesh on these. Okay. So mesh is 20 inches. We're just doing the 20-inch ruffle. No folding it under or anything. I guess you could try if you wanted to. You know, all mesh is going to fray no matter what. Oh, well, thank you. So we're going to leave this. We're just going to go right here. I'm going to go just like I did before. Just putting it in there. Twist it a couple of times. The key is to flatten this one out too. Okay? And for this one to be flattened out also. So make sure you pull this around just like we did on the outside. And yes, it's going to cover up, but these ribbons are still going to show. So the reason why we went ahead and put our ribbons down after that is because we want it to stay as flat as possible. Okay? And we don't want to have to get up under there and mess everything up to do that. If Melly Mel taught me anything, she taught me that. Ah, there you go. Yeah, I love these colors, red and white, and black and white. Here we go, right over the top of that one. Overlap them so you can get them to lay down flat. If you have to, take your hands and manipulate that to where it goes down and lays down flat. And you'll see some frays, you know, all mesh is going to fray. I'll cut some as I go on a method like this, but sometimes I just wait till the end and cut them. we go. Put that little stinker right there. There's some big ones, so let me get those little stinkers. Lay them right there. This mesh, like I said, came from Hobby Lobby. And you know, it's not bad mesh. Not at all. It's nice and thick. You can't see the frame with it, which I did use a silver, but even with a darker frame, you wouldn't have been able to see it. Let me see. I just cut one piece too many. That's what I did. Here we go. When you've got a strap mesh, it's really easy to keep your center. Okay, so now that we're at the end, we're gonna lay this one and it's gonna come over both of these. Okay, that one went right through that piece of mesh. I don't want it to. Get out of there. Wanting to stick. I want you to stick when you get laid down there. There we go. I talked to myself, guys. Oh, well. And yes, I answer. That's the biggest problem sometimes. Okay. So there we go. So see, and I'll show you. See how thin it still is? Amazing, isn't it? This was a brilliant idea. Brilliant. And then you can, when we're through, we can pull these out some more. And especially once you get it on the door. But see how pretty these ribbons just peek out below it? So we're going to use the same ribbons. The only thing that's different about these is I'm putting the white snowflake on the top. Okay? Line them up. And guys, I want to tell you a little secret. All of these ribbons right here, this 2.5 inch ribbons, came from Walmart. These are some of the best ribbons I'm going to say just as good as what I order and all. So we're going to put it down in there. You can do one or two things here, and this is going to be your preference. What I do to cover the backs of my wreaths, if you don't want to see the backs, I'm just going to push that down. You can do one or two things here. I didn't cut that short enough to push it down. You can either go ahead and crisscross your ribbons, okay, depending on how big your sign is, or you can still keep them coming down just like we did, and that's what I'm going to do. So, just going to crisscross them just like that. And basically, when we're through, you're only seeing a little bit of this mesh, but that's okay. I get, depending on the size of frame I'm working with and the size of the hole, Dollar Tree and also Ross and places like that, they have those round placemats, and you can zip tie them onto the back of your wreath. and it covers it. Just get a coordinating color. I don't have any in here, or I'll show you. I bought some, I've got some for fall. Then I bought and Dollar General has them occasionally. They're just round. They're made out of like a polyester. So if it's outside, they're even good for that too. So I pull those like that. But the best place, and they have them out seasonal, is the Dollar Tree. The ones at Dollar General usually come in a set of 4. And so does Ross. I'll have to do a wreath and show you how to put a backing on it. Just still folding them in half, guys. Cut them off, push them down. There we go. We've nearly made it all the way around. Go. Last set of ribbons, guys. Last set of ribbons. Thank you. Oh, y'all are so sweet. I will be live one day this week. I haven't decided which day in the bow group. I was going to do tutorials, and I still got a tutorial, and I love the tutorial. It was basically to show you how to work with sheer and satin ribbons, you know, because they're more prominent during the holidays. And made a fantastic bow and walked you through it, but I can't get it uploaded to Facebook. I'm going to try again. So that's what we've got, guys. Our little snowflakes, still paper thin. Still paper thin. I'm telling you, this thing is... Just going to get my little measure out. I love this little thing. It's probably about 2 inches. Yeah. No. 1.5 inch. 2 inches maybe. Okay, so this is the sign that we're going to use, Let It Snow. This sign was actually a yard sign, okay? What I mean is it had a stake, right? I pried the stake off the back of it because I like the sign. I take them outside and I seal them with UV protectant spray. I love to find signs I like that are wood like this. So there's another tip. And when you find them, and I'll tell you what, the ones at the Dollar Tree or any of those that you find, spray them because they're going to separate and peel. This is more of a hardboard. The ones at the Dollar Tree, all they are is a real thick cardboard, okay? And you can get really nice signs, really reasonable. Okay. And I think I'm going to go over to the side here. Something like that. That's what I had planned. Yep. And what we're going to do is we're going to make us probably 2 little bitty bows to go right here. Okay? 2 small bows. So I'm just going to even these out. I know I don't need it, but you know what? I'm still going to use my weaving needles, guys. I have gotten so spoilt over these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this needle on. I'm just going to fold my right there. And I'm going to sort of spread this ribbon out right here. Find me a good spot to spread it out at. Let me see where it's at. Maybe if I sort of move this, because it really doesn't matter. Yep, let's just put that first one right there. And we'll move it around. Then I'm going to come in with this other one. Going right through the mesh and everything, guys. Get it off. We can even turn it over so I can show you what I'm doing. I want it to go around this one down here, because when I measured it up against the frame, that's where I measured it to. So I'm just going to pull it real snug. On this end, you can pull it snug, and you can put a little heavier sign on it. Okay. And then I'm going to clip that off. Then I'm going to go ahead and twist that around there and make sure it goes back to the inside. Okay. Let's come right up here. You know what? I can probably gonna pull these tails out towards the front. See if I can poke it through. Just not very good at it. Always catch a piece of the material and stuff. No, I got that one in. Let's get its little brother. There we go. Once again, we're going to flip it over. Pull it down. Twist it back and around your frame, guys. Make sure the pointy edge is facing in. Here we go. I only got one of the fibers. And this one I hooked to the inside. I'm just making a mess. Thank you. There we go. Couldn't get a hold of it. Here we go. one. Thank you, guys. Here we go. Let's cut that off. Let's wrap it around again. Flip it back over. Then you can sort of straighten out your ribbons. And as you go around, straighten the bottom ones out. And now we have Let It Snow, still ultra thin, right? So now let's put, we still got room for a bow. Now remember, the bigger the fluffier your bow, the more it's going to get squished in your door when you open and close them. Where did I do? There it is. My bow maker. So with the bow, I'm going to bring in a black and white gingham with snowflakes on it, guys. Isn't that cool? Those snowflakes. And I'm going to bring in just a little green, because we got that green in that side. And it's got snowflakes. And then I'm going to bring in a 1.5. These are all 1.5s. And this is a 1.5 snowflake. Boy, I did stick with my theme tonight, guys. Now, these ribbons came from various places. 5th Street Studio. I think all 3 of them came from 5th Street Studio. She's on Etsy, and she also has a website. I'm going to put the red going down to the bottom. Gonna cut that off. We can have a longer tail, so I want to make it, we'll put the bow about right there. I want at least a 10-inch tail, 11-inch tail. Okay, so I'm going to put this down. I'm going to pull it out in front of me. I'm just going to come out here to the 5, just to the 5, and I'm going to twist it, and I'm going to pull it down towards me also, okay? And I'm going to come over here to the 5, and I'm going to put it in, but I'm going to push it up there, okay? You know what? Nope, let's just make 4 loops. Let's twist it, but let's put it up there. This one's down here. Now we're going to go above it. Let's do a 5. And let's, yeah, that's a 5. Now let's just stuff it down in there. We're getting rough with it, guys. Pull it down. And I'm going to keep these fluff. I always keep my loops fluff. But these being a smaller loop, they're not going to fluff up real big. I'll get a tie for that in a minute. I think we're going to bring in the green. We're going to come down here, make it just a little shorter. I'm going to put it in. We're going to twist it with our tail, long tail. So this is all this is we made is a big X, guys. That's all we made. Now we're going to come through and mark a line right through our X at a 4.5. Okay, at a 4.5. I love this green. And bring it down. That green is beautiful ribbon. It's got the glittered edge. First time I've used it this season. This time I'm going to come in with this black gingham with white snowflakes. We're going to come down here. We're going to put it in. All this is going to do is to pull this buffalo plaid back out to the top, guys. And all we're going to do, we're just going to add us a little top knot. And I'm going to twist it, and I'll show you why. I'm going to twist that. And just one tiny loop, okay? I'm going to come down. It's going to be on the wrong side. But hey, we're going to fix that, okay? See, it's not too big of a bow. Not big, not real big and fluffy. We're just going to need one pipe cleaner. We're going to fold it in half. Thank you. I like to turn my bow maker. Then I take my pointer finger and my middle finger. I go up and I'm just sort of raising the ribbon off of in between these two dowels. I take them, I put these on each side of the dowels, put my thumb on the top. You can see my two fingers, okay? Put my thumb on the top just lightly and lift it off, okay? Take this pipe cleaner, stick it right on each side where those dowels were. I pull on it a little bit, take my thumb off, put it on the top, and see the pipe cleaners land right in between. So now I'm going to pull this, thumb and pointer finger, start a twist, take it and twist the bow. Thank you. And what that did is you can tell that bow is basically still where we had it on that bow maker, okay? You're just going to make sure your loops are where you want them. Put this one right back here in the middle of it, down the center. Now you're thinking, okay, this is on the wrong side. So all you're going to have to do, since I twisted it, is you're just going to get your thumb, go way down in here by this pipe cleaner in the center, and twist it back to this other side, okay? All you got to do is twist it over. It puts it on the right side of the bow and the right side of the ribbon, okay? Then we're going to straighten this up. Then we're going to bring this little loop right back in the center. Okay, just a nice, cute little bow. And since I made long tails, we'll be only making one. I didn't think about that, or we would have made a different type of bow. That's okay. We can make two at another time. So now I'm just going to pull that ribbon out of the way. I'm going to sort of guide it right here, maybe. I want my feeder needle. I'm just going to do them both at the same time. Bend them. And then come right up here. Make sure you get to the frame. I'm going to pull it. I've got them through. And I like to sort of rock my stuff and go ahead and get it to where I want it. Like if I've got loops that are going to be in the way, I want to go ahead and make sure before I start tying it in. Okay? Make sure you tie your bow to your frame also. Let me get it up there. I'm going to pull it in more than I would normal because I don't have far. You're really not going to sink this bow because you don't have that abundance of mesh there. Okay? So we're just going to make sure our little loops. Let's pull this one that way some. It's tied in good. I yank them. I show them who's boss, guys. Take these, pull your fingers. Put your fingers on them. This one's got some wire sticking out and it keeps hanging. I'm going to dovetail. I fold it, cut from the folded edge out to the wire. Some people do it the other way. That's preference. And if you do it the other way, continue doing that. No zidging. Does that mean I'm going to come into a lot of money or a lot of bills? Gosh, I hope it's money. Get it on the wall and I'll separate these out more, get them where I'm wanting them to be. You could come back, you could put a little snowflake in each and every one on top of these that are showing, or you can leave it like it is.